Welcome back to Once Upon a Pod.
We're back with another fun-filled adventure, and we cannot wait to dive right into it.
Heck yeah, I'm Megan.
And I'm Grace, and today we're talking about how Broadway has become our emotional lifeline, and probably yours too. Broadway as therapy. That's the title of our episode today. And what exactly does that mean? What does that look like? So, Megan, do you have any thoughts on what that means to you? Broadway as therapy?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's really hard because I am in therapy, so I know what real therapy is. But for me, when we talk about Broadway therapy, like for me, it's more of it's something that like helps me ground and it's a big coping skill for me, honestly.
Yeah.
I turn on a musical and everything is better, like I can belt out a song of sadness and grief, or I can sing a song like Dancing Through Life and just have fun singing through the house.
Yeah.
It's something that just allows joy and healing and happiness and sadness. It's all the things, you know?
I really like how you put that. That's good. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just like musicals, helping us cope, process, heal, whatever it is. And it's like a lot of times when I can't understand how I'm feeling, I'll play my Broadway
song
playlist.
Always does the trick.
Exactly. And I'm like, wait, this song has a whole new meaning to me now. It's like so yeah, maybe it's it's a lot of times it's an escape and an emotional release for real, because you might just have all this built up feelings and hurt or whatever is going on, and it's hard to express it and it's hard to release it, and you're like, oh, I have the perfect song I could play right now where I am going to just cry my eyes out and it'll be perfect. And sometimes that's all you need. Because literally crying is like a way it releases, like what is that, like the chemicals or something? I don't know.
Something. It helps with something.
It actually helps lift things off of you.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I know.
Same with like screaming. I would rather play My Days from The Notebook and belt those high notes that Joy Woods has to sing. And I'm fine after that. I literally did this morning right before, because I was like, I just feel like I need to get it out. And so I was screaming it at the top of my lungs.
Absolutely.
And now I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. So not only is it there to process the sad and angry emotions, the things that don't make sense, but it's also there for the joy and the happiness, the excitement. Like, I know for me, I get like a lot of like pent up energy and stuff, and like sometimes it's like, do I have anxiety right now? Do I just have a lot of energy that I need to release somehow, whatever. So sometimes just putting on my headphones and turning on like Moulin Rouge or something, and I'm just like singing it, belting it, dancing around my apartment, and then like all of that releases that energy. And and then I feel better, and it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, it's not always because of something traumatic or emotional that's going on.
And let's be honest too, it makes the mundane tasks like cleaning your house so much more fun when you're pretending to put on a show while you do it. I mean, the amount of times I've listened to Wicked while cleaning and pretending I'm Glinda is a lot. Okay?
That's so funny. I love that you always pretend you're Glinda, because I always pretend I'm Elphaba. So.
I mean, I pretend I'm Elphaba at times too, but I lean towards Glinda.
Yeah, I've done both as well, but yes, I lean more towards Elphaba. So that's so funny. I'm literally picturing me in my parents' house as a kid, And we had these like overhead speakers in our house, and we had this big like sound system or whatever, so we could literally turn on whatever we wanted and it would play throughout the whole house. So I'd be home by myself and I would go and turn on the Wicked soundtrack.
I love it.
And not even
I'm
kidding.
all for it.
And not even kidding, turn on Defying Gravity, crank that thing up as loud as it could go. And I am in the kitchen with a broom, standing on top of a chair. And it's just the best feeling ever.
I love it. Absolutely.
Ever.
Listen, my first encounter with Wicked was the Defying Gravity episode in Glee, where Kurt and Rachel are battling it out and Kurt botches the high note. Anywho, that was my first encounter with Wicked. So the first, anytime I would listen to that song as a kid, it was the Glee version of it. And I was missing out, man.
What year would that have been? Like, how old were you? Because I feel like I watched Glee.
I was young. My parents watched Glee for a little while when I was a kid. And so because it was on TV, my parents were like, oh, it's clean enough that you can listen to that type of music because they're not going to let.
Absolutely.
So my parents, we would buy on iTunes Glee covers and Glee versions to have on my little iPod shuffle,
Yeah. I had all the Glee versions too.
So Defying Gravity was one of them, and I thought I was the coolest kid ever, and come to find out that was the worst version of that song.
That's hilarious.
It wasn't the worst, but
it's so funny. Yeah, I feel like we've been bringing up Glee quite a bit lately.
I mean,
we might have to have a Glee episode.
We might have to, especially because half of them are Tony Award winning actors now and actresses. So I love that.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Awesome. Oh, that's so funny. I just want to dive into Wicked right now, but that's not what we're doing.
I know, right?
We'll have another opportunity, trust me.
Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, did you see the
Oh, I did. And I went and saw How to Train Your Dragon last night.
Yeah?
And they played it in theaters, the whole entire trailer for Wicked.
Oh, I bet that was nice.
Good. And I was quoting it already, and I've only seen it 4 times.
Oh my gosh.
And then we went with my friends, and we had a whole row of people that went. And one of my friends sitting next to me, he looked at me and he kept looking at me like, why are you quoting this? It's literally just the trailer. And I'm like, because it's so good. It's going to be so good.
Why wouldn't I quote it? Come on.
Why wouldn't I?
That's hilarious.
Drop, I know you're out here.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited.
I'm really, really excited. And we're going to seriously have to dive into full blown Wicked once it gets closer to it, I think. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Give me some personal moments, stories, anything like that you can think of where musicals really resonated with you during the tougher times or anything like that.
Yeah. So it's hard because I don't feel like musicals have been something that I connect super deeply with them, but it's not in a if I play this album, I'm gonna feel everything, which I do, but it's so hard. So I guess I should just back up and say I haven't really depended on certain shows to get me through specific moments in my life.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Growing up, I was different than my family. My family was a very sporty family. We all loved music. We all loved to sing. We all loved, all the things. But my family was a very sports driven family, right? Which is great. Love it. I played sports. I had fun doing it. But my heart and soul belonged to music, belonged to theater. And so for me, ever since I was a little kid, I have loved to put on shows. I've loved to do all the fun things. That's always just been my thing.
Yeah.
I've just always I just always attracted to it. In my family, they were so supportive, and my mom loved that I did theater and loved that I was in choir and loved that I was in, marching band and all those things. But I always just felt like theater and singing and musicals and drama club and all those things were always just places where I could be my true self.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I wasn't my true self when I was playing sports, but also it's just like it didn't fuel me. It didn't bring me joy,
Mm-hmm.
So musicals have just always been the thing that like brings me joy.
Mm-hmm.
Even though some of my worst memories have also come from theater,
Sure. Yeah.
But also too, it's just always been something that I just go to always.
Yeah.
It always has been. And but I will say like one of the shows and one of the songs that has always like since I've known the show, which was in college, Dear Evan Hansen, that show I resonated a lot with. Not for the reasons you all might be thinking. But I very much so always just felt super outcasted, super unknown, unseen, unheard. So I always felt like I needed to put on this show and put on this facade that I'm somebody that I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
When in reality, who I am is a very emotional, very dramatic, theatrical human being, right? And so for me, Dear Evan Hansen has always been a show that like I know, like I feel like it's understands me, in a sense.
Yeah.
And the one like the song that always comes to mind when I think about that is the Words Fail song, because it's specifically the portion of the song. Literally could cry and start singing it right now, but this was just a side invention. It wasn't real, I know, but we were happy, and I guess I couldn't give that up. That part, and then it goes on into 'cause if I just believe, then I don't have to see what's really there. No, I'd rather pretend I'm something other than these broken parts. This part is pretend I'm something other than this mess that I am. 'Cause then I don't have to look at it. No one gets to look at it. No. That part, it's literally like, that part, every time that song comes on, I'm just like, yes, Evan, you understand me. You get it. You get it. I'm right there with you. I'm here.
Oh my gosh.
I feel that to my core.
Yeah.
But that's always been, and it's so hard because like, and I go to musicals all the time, to just listen. But for me, I go to these shows and these musicals as like a way to just remind myself that there's joy and there's happiness and there are fun things that can happen in life when life is hard, So I don't know. It's hard for me because there are just so many good shows that I just can't choose my favorites, and I go to them all the time,
Yeah.
What about you? What is a show or a song or something that?
Yeah. So I actually agree with like a lot what you were saying, where I didn't really like rely on a show or a specific song to like get me through a season. But there are definitely ones that resonated with me like very strongly during certain situations or seasons. And so one of the first ones for me that came to mind was Wait For It from Hamilton. That was like my anthem there for like a long time, like a full year of like, gosh, what year would that have been? 2020, 2021, something like that. And it was like the lyrics that really resonated with me were, I am the one thing in life I can control. I am inimitable. I am an original. I'm not falling behind or running late. I'm not standing still. I am lying in wait. So like
that is so hard not to want to sing that. I am inimitable.
I know. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing song.
Yeah.
And, this was the time when I was like really big into Hamilton.
Of course.
But that song was always the one that was like I played the most. And like I had been going through like a breakup at the time and just kind of felt lost and didn't know who I was. My identity was just like not there, you know. It was just like I was putting my identity in stupid crap. And so I just really resonated with that song because it's like just like a confidence booster of like, no, this crap over here doesn't define me, you know. You know, that on top of lots of other things in my life helped me get through that season.
Absolutely.
But also helped me understand what it was that I was feeling and going through. And so, you know, that song was just repeat.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But
absolutely. What a good song to have on repeat too. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's a good one.
It's amazing. It's so good. Side note, did you see that Leslie Odom Jr., the original Aaron Burr, is going back to Broadway?
He's coming back. Oh, I know he is. I sure did. I sure did.
I want to
He's
see
been posting
him
a bunch
so
of clips
bad.
of him like singing the songs
Really?
like in his own type of way on TikTok, and I am obsessed. I love it.
I think he is absolutely phenomenal, and I would love to go see him in NYC. Like, let's go.
Agreed.
But
I'm so for it.
Yes, so good. But then another thing that came to mind for me, you know, Phantom of the Opera is like my favorite. So that, you know, that musical can just get me. And it was literally the year that they announced that they were closing on Broadway. So, you know, I'm listening to it a ton. And I remember the first time I listened to it once I heard about the closing. And the finale is what can really get me. If I want a good cry, I'll listen to the finale of Phantom of the Opera. And that's kind of what was going on. Like that year, my dog had passed away and my grandpa had passed away. And so it's like I was dealing with a lot of loss and stuff. And again, just like needing to be able to release these emotions and stuff. So I literally turn on Phantom of the Opera finale, and I have a picture of me with my headphones on, just like sobbing because I'm like, this is insane. This is, I'm being so dramatic right now, but also like, this is amazing. Like,
absolutely.
And I was just like, all these emotions and feelings I had built up, I was able to get out with that song, and the fact that, you know, they were closing my favorite musical, and I was just like devastated over it. But yeah, so very much like you're saying, sometimes I just like to listen to Broadway to escape reality, and to be able to feel something during a tough time where stuff just doesn't make sense. And sometimes it's just finding a way to express yourself.
Absolutely.
So like maybe I can't find the words to say what, you know, I can't make sense of what I'm thinking. So certain songs, you know, can help me understand that for sure.
Absolutely. So. Well, and I mean, we have, you know, you have Hamilton and Phantom of the Opera, and I have Dear Evan Hansen, and those are ones that we really, really resonate. But we also have like a huge list of other shows that are like our go-tos that we listen to on repeat, right? Because I know I have like a set list that I always go to, and I'm sure you do as well. So we want to talk about those a little bit, and we want to just let you all know why we go to the certain songs and shows that we do.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I know we've talked about this one a lot, and we will continue to talk about this one a lot, but it's Dear Evan Hansen.
Yes.
And yeah, I know that's on your list too. So
yeah, 100% is. I just said it was.
But so this musical really dives into deep personal struggles, like grief, loneliness, and longing to be seen, and it offers a message of hope, connection, and growth. So like this musical is just so relatable to everyone at some point in their life. You know, and like you said before, like I struggled a lot with finding myself, finding my people when I was growing up, trying to figure out, you know, what group was I a part of, you know, like when you're young and you know, I've got the sporty kids and the popular kids, you know, the cliques, you know, all that stuff. So it took me a while to kind of find where I was supposed to be, and finding my true friends. And so I could totally get that. You know, I felt a little bit just like I didn't super belong in a lot of places. So I love waving through a window, because that's very much, you know, literally you're looking through the window, tapping on the glass, saying like, you know, can you see me? I'm over here, you know, like a separated from these people, and
100%.
just wanting to be a part of something.
Absolutely.
And so I'm sure every single person at some point in their life has felt like that in a certain situation.
For sure. For sure. I also, there are so many like comedic levels of Dear Evan Hansen too.
Yeah.
Like if I want to laugh super hard, I'm going to turn on Sincerely Me.
Oh yeah.
Period blank.
Oh
like,
yeah. Well,
that entire song is just so funny.
Yeah.
But it's also like, it's so relatable because it's like, yeah, let me just pretend like I'm doing something great here when in reality, this is going to crash and burn.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Dear Evan Hansen is 100% on my list. It's definitely, it will forever and always be a show that I go to listen to.
Yeah.
Like Requiem.
I love that song.
I can sing no Requiem tonight. I love that song.
And you can
it's
feel
so good. Ugh.
You can just feel her emotion.
Have you seen that trend on TikTok where it's like you're 90 and a 35? Have you seen that trend where it's like, what's your song that makes you go 90 in a 35 mile an hour zone?
Oh, right.
Like
right.
what?
Yeah.
Like you'll pump the gas.
Yes.
That is a song that I could get lost in.
Really?
Every time. Oh yeah, I could go 90 in a 35 real quick with that song.
Yeah.
It's just I feel it in my core, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. And you can feel.
Yeah.
You can just feel all of her emotion when she sings that song, and
yeah.
And her anger, and it's just like,
yes.
and that's something I like, and I'll mention with one of my other musicals too. But it's just like you're trying to understand what you're feeling, so you're turning on these songs and hearing this emotion and this passion that this person is singing, and like that's it. That's it. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Might not be exactly what I'm saying or my situation, but the way you're singing that right now, that's how I feel.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think it's also like Dear Evan Hansen is so special to me too. One, because that was the show that you introduced to me when we were in college. And so Dear Evan Hansen literally like got me through college. Like I would, because it's such a weird transition and weird time in my life. And so hearing these songs where I'm like, you get me, like, I don't know. I'll just always cherish Dear Evan Hansen, and it will forever be a show that I go to.
And so like,
absolutely.
Yeah. And that's also something I always associate certain parts of life with like an album or a playlist or something like that. You know, like every year, you know, summer comes around, so I'm like, oh, I've got to listen to this album or whatever it is, because that's what I listened to another time in the summer or whatever. So it's like, that same thing. It's like, oh, I want to be transported back to my freshman year of college. Yeah, let me turn on Dear Evan Hansen.
Dear Evan Hansen.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Or it just like brings all those memories and those feelings flowing back, which I just love. That the power of music is just amazing, and I love that about
it. Absolutely. Okay, a show that probably isn't on your list, and it probably shouldn't be on my list, but it's going on my list. And a show that I always listen to on repeat is Grease. Okay, there's not a very good moral code to this show. Okay, it's about changing for somebody that you love, and you should never change for somebody that you love. But I have my reasons as to why it's on my list. I go to all the time. When I was a child, I was probably 4 or 5 when I first saw this movie. Mind you, way too young
4
to have
or
seen this
5.
movie. Yeah,
When
I
you
was a child,
Yeah.
little kid. Okay, saw this when I was really young. I would watch it all the time with friends, and loved it. Loved everything about it. I loved the dresses and the dancing and the energy and whatever. But around that same time, my high school, like the high school of the school that district that I went to, put on Grease for their show. And I was like, okay. And so people knew that I loved it, even though I was little. They're like, I know you love this show. Let's go watch it, And
Yeah.
I remember sitting in a seat in the auditorium watching this show. And I looked over to the people that took me. They were in high school at the time. They were like super close family friends, like older sisters, and I looked up at them and I said, one day I'm going to be on stage and I'm going to play Sandy. And they looked at me and they're like, I don't doubt that. I'm sure you'll be on stage as Sandy one day. Yeah. Well, jump forward 10 or 11 years, and my freshman year, they announced the show is Grease.
Oh my goodness.
And I lost my mind. I was like, oh, no way. This is so crazy. Sure enough, I auditioned. Did not get Sandy, which is fair. I wasn't good enough at that point.
You were a
to
little
play
baby
Sandy.
freshman. Yeah, they weren't going to give the lead role to a freshman.
No. But I got to play an extra as a pink lady. So I got to be in all of the scenes.
Yeah.
All of them. Like literally every single scene.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And so for me, Grease is a show that I go to all the time because it just brings back so much nostalgia.
Oh, yeah.
Like it reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah.
Like there are still I still remember part of the choreo from We Go Together. I can still to this day do every single move from that sequence.
Yeah.
And so it just brings back so much nostalgia. And also too, I'm bringing it up again, but I loved the Glee episode that had Grease in it too. So like there's just so many things that like anytime I think about Grease, it's like, heck yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
It's childhood.
Yeah.
Peak childhood. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Absolutely. I guess I could say that about that musical too, because like I still remember one of the first times my mom finally let us watch it, which was we were not 4 or 5. I'm talking about like me and my brother.
A literal child.
Like we were older than that because it has a lot of adult themes.
Yes, it does. To be fair, I should preface, I don't think my parents knew that I had watched it that young, but I did.
Oh, all right. That's really funny. That's great. But yeah, that's so funny because, that's definitely one of my first musical experiences as well, like the movie. And I remember when I was young and the high school did Grease. And I was like, oh man, like I really hope they do Grease when I get into high school. Like I want to be Rizzo, like, I was like, I don't feel like I'm a Sandy. I feel like I'm a Rizzo.
That's fair.
And
That's fair.
So I remember thinking that as a kid, and of course, though, by the time I got to high school, they did all these stupid musicals.
Of course.
So no, didn't get to do Grease, but that's okay. But yeah, that's always and that's a fan favorite too, and it's just
for sure.
It's a classic and it's a feel good. Yeah, so that's it. That was actually a really good one. I liked that you brought that one up. It's a fun Very one. Nostalgic.
It's a nostalgic one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta love it.
Yeah. So I mean, how can you not put Hamilton on this list?
Oh, it's for sure on my list.
Yeah,
it's on repeat always.
I mean, I already talked about it a little bit with Wait For It and all that, but I mean, I still remember when I was like first introduced to this musical. It's the first musical that my brother was into, and my brother doesn't typically do musicals. He probably does more a little bit now than he used to. But this was 2016 that we were like getting into it, and so he told me about it, and so I started listening to it, and I remember it was like I would only listen to the first because it's a freaking long musical, and everything is sung or rapped in that musical. So I remember I would listen to the first half of the album. And I got really into those songs, and there was like specific songs I knew really well and started to memorize the words, and it was like so exciting. And then I would go through, eventually, and I got onto the second half, and now it's like I know like every single word to like every single song in that musical. And it's, oh my gosh, that musical just makes me so happy for so many different reasons. And it's one that's been very, very consistent in my life, and one that I will always go back to. I will always turn it on and always enjoy it.
Yeah.
But like the whole theme and everything of this musical, it speaks to struggles that are like timeless. Dealing with loss and ambition, legacy, belonging, and so everybody can find a way to relate to this. And for me personally, like I said, I really resonated with Wait For It. I really love the burn, because how can you not? Again, like that's how that I wanted to bring that up when we were talking about Requiem, or from Dear Evan Hansen. Like you just feel the power and the passion, the pain, the anger, the betrayal, like all of that. You can feel that in Eliza.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you may not have dealt with exactly what she is dealing with, but you felt some of those emotions before. You felt that pain and that anger. So you can listen to it and you can sing that song and just get into it and just bring in those life experiences that you have that help you resonate with that song. So I love that one, and it's just like so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So Hamilton, when it came out in 2016, I'm not gonna lie, didn't get the hype. Didn't understand.
Sure.
I was like,
it wasn't for everybody.
Not gonna. Well, I think from what I remember, I would tell people all the time, like, I don't know if I want to watch a show without knowing what it's about or what it like. And everybody's like, it's the whole album. The album is the show. I'm like, yeah, but I need to visualize it. Like, I need to see it. And in my mind, a show with rapping, including founding fathers, just does not sound like something that would click, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, Hamilton, the reason I love Hamilton, it's literally the show that got me through COVID, because COVID hit and then they announced that they were putting it on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And I was like, finally, okay, now I can try to understand the hype, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
that was very, very helpful too. Yeah, I remember that.
It was. I had never... I had listened to a few of the songs, like the Schuyler Sisters and, that type of thing, because people at school were playing it, or I knew people. So, like, I knew a handful of the songs, but I didn't know or care as deeply. But the moment I watched it, man, I was hooked. I was like, yeah, okay, I get the hype now. I understand 100%, like, why this is, And so that show was the one that, like, anytime, I was... especially in COVID, I was like, oh my gosh, I just need to escape. Hamilton, okay, let's sing through the songs. Let's watch it again. There was a good time where I probably watched it every single night to fall asleep for a good 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no joke. And so I think for me, none of the songs really, I mean, there are songs that really resonate with, like Satisfied, love that song.
Oh, fantastic.
That is probably my favorite song from that entire show.
I remember that night. I just might regret that night for the rest of my days.
Well, but even then, like, the entire part of her being like, I have to do what I need to do to, like, be better for this family and do, to
putting
support
her sister needs first.
Yeah. It's just, oh my gosh, it's just so good. Yeah. But that's for sure a show that, like, will forever and always be on repeat.
Oh, absolutely.
And it also just reminds me of COVID, even though I don't want to be reminded of COVID.
Hey,
but, like,
not all of COVID was bad.
No, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You and I had a lot of fun during COVID.
But, like, that's so funny that you brought that up during COVID, because that actually reminds me of the first time I was watching it, too. Because, like, that whole time, there was no way I was going to be able to see this show. And so it really did make you love it so much more once they put it on Disney Plus. I mean, that was amazing that they did that. The show was popular before that, but then it just blew up because people were able to watch it.
Sure.
And I remember,
and I feel like that's how it's going to be with Merrily We Roll. Once they get Merrily We Roll on to Disney Plus or streaming.
I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah.
What? I knew they were putting Frozen on there.
No, Merrily We Roll is supposed to happen.
Ooh.
And it's the original cast too. So we get to listen to Daniel Radcliffe sing.
That's awesome.
I know, right? Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. No, but so I remember it was July 2020. We ended up watching Hamilton on the 4th of July because, Hamilton.
Of course.
And
it's the way to do it.
That just brings back a lot of good memories for me because my whole family was together. And, it was COVID, so it was, low key, but we were all together. And we just had a super hype, awesome little 4th of July party with our family. And we watched Hamilton. And it was just like a really, really good feeling. And it was like one of the last really good memories I have of like my grandpa being over at my mom and dad's house before he went into a home. And, all of us were just together and things were good. Oh, life was, aside from COVID, our personal family life was going so well. And then unfortunately after that, a lot of things blew up. But it's just like one of those just really fond memories that I have. And now that's always associated with Hamilton too, which is just perfect. I just love that so much. And
absolutely.
But one of the other songs that I recently have listened to with a different perspective is It's Quiet Uptown, which is a beautiful heart-wrenching song. And it really changes how you listen to it when you have experienced loss. So I've actually listened to it a couple times in the past year. So it really just hits different for me. And there's definitely been some times where I'm just listening and tears are just streaming down my cheeks. And it's just like, I get this song now. Absolutely. I totally get it. And so anyway.
Absolutely. I was gonna say, okay, I feel like I keep giving curveballs here, but
that's okay.
Another show. It's a nostalgia thing for me too. Okay, people.
Absolutely, it's important.
This other one, Legally Blonde.
I've never seen it. I honestly don't know anything about it.
It is. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, it's on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Highly recommend. Yeah, they did like a whole special at one point, and it's just on YouTube. It's so good. I like it better than the Reese Witherspoon movies. Anywho, but Legally Blonde is a very special show to me. Again, I was in middle school, and I had some friends that were in high school that were in the show. And the guy who was playing Warner was a really good friend of mine, but I was also like madly in love with him. Okay. Like crazy in love with him. He had no idea I was in love with him, but I was.
Super fun.
And so, of course, I convinced my entire family to go and see my high school put on Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
And that was the show that I watched, and I was like, this is actually something I want to do next year. Like, I'm going to be in drama. I'm going to be in theater. I'm going to do it next year. But I also, it's a super special thing for me too, because like I went and my sister went and my brother went and my mom and dad went. Like, we all went because we were supporting this friend of mine, who was also friends of theirs. We were friends with their parents and family. And so we went. And so Legally Blonde is one of the shows that like my sister and I will sing together.
Oh, yeah.
So like when my sister and I are together, we will turn on at least 2 or 3 of the Legally Blonde songs.
Yeah.
And just sing those. Like my sister's, one of the favorite ones she likes is the, keep it positive. Let out your inner freak. It's a whole, I've never heard it, but
no.
There's a whole line that my sister, of course, she was like a child singing these lines, and I'm getting at she was in high school at that point, and I probably was in I don't know, in college, like when we would come home, Abby would be like, let's sing some songs. And so we'd turn on Legally Blonde and we would do that. But there's one part of that song where it's, and you pull her hair and call her a whore. And Abby would sing that so loud. And I would just look at her like, Abby, don't say that. You're just a kid. But it was always just so funny because I'm over there singing it because, you know, I'm an adult and I can do what I want to do. But it's always just so funny. Like, but Elle Woods, especially in the musical version, has like always and forever will be like a dream role. Like if I ever find a community theater near me that's doing Legally Blonde, I will be auditioning for
That's
Elle.
awesome.
Like period. I will be doing it. I probably won't get it, but I'll do it just for the heck of it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's
awesome.
That's another go-to.
That's awesome.
There's so many good ones, you know?
I love that. I love that you have like a musical that you can connect with your sister. That's special.
Yes, it's so fun.
I love that. Yeah, that's how I felt
and now,
with
like Wicked is a big one for me.
Yeah. Same. But yeah, I felt that way with like Hamilton and My Brother as something we could connect on and all that. So that's always special.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. But okay, so the next one for me, shocker, is Phantom of the Opera. I mean, come on.
I love Phantom.
Phantom is the best. And like I said, the finale song gets me every single time. But this musical has just a very special place in my heart. And it's so funny because when I was a kid, my aunt loves Phantom of the Opera. And so she would watch the movie musical version with Gerard Butler.
I love it. I literally, that was what I was introduced to opera that way. And I, at first, was terrified of it. And I didn't understand
that's what
it
I was about to say.
Young.
I
because
was
I was so young,
terrified.
I didn't understand.
I was so scared of that movie when I was a kid. Which
As
is
one
so
should
funny.
be.
Oh yeah, it's freaking spooky. Come on. It's so funny though because I remember us in the basement. You know, my aunt was over and we were watching Phantom of the Opera on the big screen in the basement. And you know, I don't know what ended up happening, but I don't know if I watched the whole thing. I don't know, but. So we have like in my parents' house, we have like a couple levels. It's like a 4-level house or something. And so you can go into the basement, but then you can go even further down into the basement. So, and that's where like our extra refrigerator was with all of our drinks and like, that kind of stuff.
I know. Yep.
So I would go down there. I went down there with my brother after we watched this movie and we didn't have the lights on and we went down there to get something. And Will's like trying to scare him, and he's like, dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it, you know, from Jaws. And I'm like, Will, that doesn't scare me. What are you doing? That doesn't scare. And exactly. So then he goes, bam, 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 bam. And I was like, and I ran up the stairs.
You're like, the Phantom is here. He's in my home.
Okay, that scares me. No, we're not doing that. And that'll always be.
That is so funny.
That'll always be so funny to me because then how many years later I go to New York City to see one of the final performances of Phantom of the Opera and that same chord progression comes on and I am just sobbing. Oh my god, I love this musical so much. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they're closing it. So just like freaking out over completely different reasons for this show.
Oh, for sure.
But,
and I will say, like, I do love Phantom. It is one of my top favorites. It was one of the first musicals I also have ever watched, you know, movie wise.
Yes.
I don't know. I think I liked it so much because there was a character named Meg in it. And that was fun. So, you know.
Okay.
I was like, it's me.
Oh my gosh.
Anywho. But yeah, I'm right there with you. But there's definitely like, think of me. I'll go to that song sometimes. Think of me fondly. I love that song. That's one of my favorites from that entire show. I don't know why. It's the most basic song, but it's
definitely not one of my favorites. It's good.
I know it's not.
Yeah. That's funny.
I love it.
Yeah. But so the whole story
Yeah.
It's so heartbreaking.
Oh,
Because the
yeah.
Phantom is this monster and all he wants is love. You know, there's a
Mm-hmm.
line, I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's like this monster is just like dreaming of beauty.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, he's deformed. He's like born like that, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like he can't help it. And but, you know, during this time period, people were terrified of him and
Mm-hmm.
they thought he was like a thing to stare at and laugh at, and he was part of this circus for a while and all this stuff, and because he, you know, just didn't look like everybody else. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very much a story of belonging and fitting in, and but also longing for love and compassion and companionship.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's honestly really sad when you
It
really
is.
get, and like
Yeah.
the more you know the musical and the story, the more you feel for the Phantom. And I know a lot of people are
Mm-hmm.
like, he's a crazy, murderous, you know, like psychopath. What are you talking about? Why are you
Mm-hmm.
rooting for him? And it's like, no, 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 you don't
Mm-hmm.
understand. You don't
Mm-hmm.
understand, okay? He's
Mm-hmm.
like, ugh, like I just want to give him a
Mm-hmm.
hug, and
Mm-hmm.
but also it's like his voice is so majestic,
Mm-hmm.
and like you hear it and like you fall in love with him. I mean, how can you not? Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but this story just really pulls on your heartstrings.
Absolutely.
Um, and it really is. And it's a redemption story for him also, though, because you know this whole time he's just longing for that love and that connection and stuff, and he goes about it the wrong way. Okay, yeah, let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, Christine finally shows him um love and compassion,
Mm-hmm.
and it just changes him. It changes his heart, and then he realizes what he's doing, and he's like, "No, get out of here! Like, go be free. Like, I'll let you go. Excuse me. I let you go."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Leave those people to find me, and
Mm-hmm.
whatever happens to me happens." So then he kind of takes on like, "Oh, I did do all this horrible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get my punishment." Um,
Mm-hmm.
but so, and then Christine in that show just being able to show compassion to this
Mm-hmm.
character after he freaking kidnaps her and locks her in the basement
Mm-hmm.
and tries to marry her and you know all this
Mm-hmm.
crazy stuff. But she also knows she has this strong connection with him because
Mm-hmm.
he's been helping her throughout the years that she's been at this opera house.
Mm-hmm.
When she has kind of felt maybe like an outcast or alone, he's always been
Mm-hmm.
there, creepily behind the walls, but still,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it's just it's a beautiful, heartbreaking story,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, and it's another one that's just very very nostalgic for me, and I can 100% get myself crying if I am listening
Mm-hmm.
to the final song, because he's the final line is, and it's just like, oh, he says it's over now, the music of the night, and it's just like ending the story, and he's like, I'm done, and then
Mm-hmm.
he disappears. We never know what happens to him, but
Mm-hmm.
anyway, there's just so many beautiful
Mm-hmm.
beautiful lines in that musical. Anyway, I could
Mm-hmm.
go on forever, so let me stop.
I get it. I get it. I'm the same way with Hades Town. That is a newer show, newish, newer, right? Like 2019 it came out.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's very much a show that is a tragedy. It is about the gods and the tragedy of
The Greek tragedy.
love, and it is, but I think I love this show so much to my core because it is a reminder that there still can be beauty in tragedy. We might not see it right in the moment when the tragedy is happening, but there can be beauty in it. And I love everything about that show from
Mm.
top to bottom. Beautifully done. The music is phenomenal. There's not a moment in that show where I'm like, oh, I don't like this song. There are songs that I don't like as much, but they're, but Hadestown, man, I just love that show so much.
Oh, it's so good.
I remember when I saw it live, and it obviously was like a off-Broadway touring company that I saw it, but I knew what was coming at the end because I had been listening to it. I know what's happening, right? Mm-hmm. And nobody else knew, because the whole premise is, these two, Orpheus and Eurydice, fall in love, and they, things are happening, life's happening, and they end up being separated, and Eurydice ends up choosing to go to Hadestown to try to survive.
Yeah, because he tricks her.
And cold.
Yeah, making it look like, oh, we've got everything down
have all
here,
these wonderful
girl.
Things. Yep.
Come on and check it out.
Exactly. And so Orpheus is left trying to find his love and go and be with her. Mm-hmm. And so once he gets to Hadestown, he takes the long way down and goes. And when he gets there, he reminds Hades and Persephone of their love that, made, and quoting the song, made the world go round. Mm-hmm. And so Orpheus is the reason why things start to go back to normal. And then Orpheus is also the reason why they're given a chance to leave Hades town. And sadly, they don't make it. He makes a pretty hard deal with them, and with Eurydice and Orpheus, and they almost make it back to Earth, and Orpheus turns around. And so then you're sitting in this audience of people that don't know, and they turn around and she's still down the steps, and you just hear people go, because she gets taken back down to Hadestown, and he's left all alone, And so, I don't know, even just in that moment of like the way that they do it on stage, it's just so beautiful. Like, they make it feel so tragic, because it is tragic. It's what Hades does.
It's very
what the
tragic.
enemy does.
Yeah,
very tragic. And yet here I am in love with the entire show. I think a real a big reason why I love it so much is because of just how emotionally deep it is. Like, absolutely. I love shows that just have it almost like an amount of emotion and depthness to it that you have to like Google search what is all really going on within the show,
Yeah.
So
there's a line that I always think about in the Wait For Me reprise that Hermes says, and it's, I'll tell you where the real road lies, between your ears, behind your eyes. That is the path to paradise. Likewise, the road to ruin. Whoa.
Yeah, it's so good. I literally have goosebumps right now. It's so
that
good.
line is crazy and so true, because he's
literally, I have goosebumps all over.
That's so cool.
Literally just thinking about it,
because that's literally it. Yes. And that's exactly why they don't make it out of there, is because all the lies in Orpheus's head telling him he's not good enough. There's no way you're leading this girl and these people out of here.
Oh, for sure.
He doubts himself.
Keep going.
Yeah,
keep
and
talking.
it's just and it's that's exactly what it is. It's the mental and emotional battles that we have in our heads every single day.
Yes.
And so when he's talking about between your ears, behind your eyes, that's your mind, bruh. It be playing tricks on you, and it's exactly it. That is the path to paradise, likewise the road to ruin. Because that is you. Whatever you are deciding, however you're deciding to live your life, what you're deciding to believe, that is either the path to paradise or the road to ruin. However you're deciding to live your life, and what you're gonna
literally stop saying it. I keep getting goosebumps.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell.
I don't know why I am.
Oh my gosh, it's just so such a strong lyric. Like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
And I could
there was a lyric
everything
that
about it.
I literally, I was trying to find it while you were talking.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, and the fates are like, who are you? Who do you think you are? You know, who are you to lead them? Who are you to lead her?
Mm-hmm.
You know, who are you to think that you can hold up your head higher than your fellow man? Like, oh, and that's seriously
it's so good.
The lies that, you know, that are in our head every single day. Who are you to say you can have a Disney Books and Broadway podcast? You know, like,
exactly.
Who are you to say you can do, you know, talk about these things and so on and so forth, all these things.
Listen, another phenomenal song in that entire show is Flowers. When she finally gets down to Hades and she's like, she basically like she is starting to understand that she's starting to not understand, right? Yeah. And so she's talking the whole song about all that Hades did to her to get her down to Hades Town. And so one of the lines are, dreams are sweet until they're not, men are kind until they aren't. Flowers bloom until they rot and fall. Is anybody listening? I open my mouth and nothing comes out. Nothing gonna wake me now. And then she goes on talking about flowers. I remember fields and flowers soft beneath my heels. I remember walking in the sun. I remember someone by my side turned his face to mine. And then I turned away into the shade. It's like the whole thing is like, I don't remember. I'm starting to forget. And then the moment Orpheus shows up, she's like, Orpheus, it's you. It's you. And he's like, Eurydice. And it just falls into place, and it's just so good.
It's really good.
So good.
It's so good. It's so good.
Goosebumps. So wonderful.
Oh man, and so genuinely so relatable.
Oh yeah, and they also recorded that. They recorded that in London with the original cast.
They did. I did see that. They did.
Yeah, because then Eva and Reeve got engaged in London.
Yep.
Could you imagine being on a show together and telling the woman that you really will end up marrying, like,
I'm gonna marry you
when she becomes my wife?
Yeah. Literally says.
Oh, he's crazy.
He's crazy. Yeah. That's always been. It's so funny. This is so random, but I mean, off topic. But I have always wanted to be in a show with somebody and fall in love with them. Like,
I love
like
it.
as if you know, like, it's just beautiful.
It's
beautiful.
beautiful.
That's just like the dream, honestly.
Yeah.
I love it.
It is.
I love it.
is.
Okay, sorry.
I love it.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
So good. So freaking good. All right.
Mm-hmm.
One of my other ones is Wicked. By far. That one is
yes.
holds a special dear place in my heart. That is the first musical I ever saw in person.
I love that.
And I still remember being there and sitting up in like the second balcony or whatever it was, and just the goosebumps, bro. Was insane. And I actually haven't seen it live since that day, and I was in like 4th or 5th grade when I saw it.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing it alive. I'm seeing it live again in a couple of weeks, and I'm very excited. But yeah, this was the first. I don't even remember how my family got into this musical. But my parents took my sister to go see it. And like they loved it. And then my whole family got into it. And so for Christmas one year, we all got tickets to go see it. But I remember watching bootleg video after bootleg video on YouTube of this show, just being absolutely obsessed with it. And like I said before, just jamming out, turning up the music as loud as it could possibly go. When nobody was home, and being Alphaba in my house. This musical is just very, very, very special.
Absolutely.
And of course now they've made it into a movie, and we're very excited to see part 2.
Absolutely.
But this show is just very, I mean, defying gravity. Hello. I mean,
so good.
girl power, like
Mm-hmm.
sticking up for herself, who she is, and sticking to her beliefs, what she feels is right. I mean, it's beautiful. How can you not resonate with that song?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and um, how can you not have tears rolling down your face?
Oh, yeah. Right?
um, but there's so many good moments in this musical. I was
Mm-hmm.
actually just talking about I'm Not That Girl with a friend, and just the beauty of that song and the
Which I
meaning.
have to say, the riffs that Cynthia Erivo added into that song
Yeah,
made it a million times better. I'm so
she's done
sorry.
fantastic things with this
Ugh.
music. Yeah,
Yeah, she has.
but I mean, just the when she is singing it, Alphaba is singing it, and she is just like wishing and longing to be the girl with the blonde
Mm-hmm.
hair, with the slight curl. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And she knows she's not that girl. She's not the girl that
Mm-hmm.
people fall for the she's not the girl that gets her way. She's that gets what she deserves, which
Mm-hmm.
it's tragic and it's sad, and but it's again it's relatable, and so you can think about it as the fact that I've thought about it in two different ways, and that's like the one way is like, okay, it's more simplified version, whereas I'm not that girl. The guy I love chooses another girl,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the simple version.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's that line? He could be that boy, but I'm not that girl. Like I have felt that in my life,
He could
and
be that boy. I'm not that girl.
yes,
Every
absolutely.
so often.
And
Yeah, it's so good.
there's enough, there's some serious feelings in that alone, but then when you think about the fact that it's not just that simple, it's she she's thinking about just herself in general and how she's not good enough for not just this guy but for
Mm-hmm.
anything, and thinking
Well,
about,
that's how she feels. She feels
well,
that's not
yeah, yeah,
how she is, and we come to find out she
well,
is.
of
But
course, but she just feels so out of place, and
absolutely.
like, and
Absolutely.
she's just wishing to be somebody she's not, when really
Yeah.
the person that she is astounding and beautiful
Mm-hmm.
and wonderful, and yeah, that
Yeah.
is so good.
Yeah. I unfortunately have never seen Wicked live. Um, but my sister got to go with my mom and my grandma. And so growing up, my sister would play the Wicked songs, because she loved them. So, of course,
Yeah,
knew Defying Gravity because I told you earlier because of Glee. So I already knew that. Loved Popular, loved For Good, the
ugh,
ones that are
for
super
good.
popular, right? Right? So, I knew those, but once I finally saw the movie, I was like,
Just you wait.
okay,
Just you
I know.
wait.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like I know what happens. I've watched the bootlegs, I've watched the things, so I
Yeah.
know what's happening, but I'm just so excited to see it in such a different
See it all put
light.
together. Yeah.
And I will say too, like it's especially like part 2 that's coming For Good. I've always loved For Good. Like that
Oh yeah.
I love that song. It's so good. But I'm in a season of my life right now where I feel like I have so many people in my life that I could sing that song to and like
Yeah.
truly genuinely mean it.
Yeah.
Whereas like growing up, I didn't have that. You know what I mean? Like I could sing this song with you. I could sing this song with my friend named Megan. Like I could sing this song with my friends Ryan and my friends Brooke and Cam and Taylor and Ben. And, like there's just so many people that I could
Yeah.
sing this song to
They've
and
all
just be like, I'm
changed you for
thankful.
good, right?
Like literally
Yeah.
for good.
Yeah.
So there's just so many people that I'm like, okay,
I know.
I get it now. I understand why friendship's so important. So
Absolutely.
it's all just beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
No, but for good, yeah, I'm with you. Like I feel like there's multiple people that I could sing that with. Whoa.
Yeah.
Just threw my mic. Um but that one I always go back to my sister with that song. I've literally cried listening to it, just thinking about her, because we are just so close, and we both loved this musical when we were introduced to it, and so we would sing these songs together all the time. So not only do we have that connection, but genuinely, I do not know what I would do without her. She has been a rock in my life. And I would lose my mind without her, literally. And talking about being changed for good, 1,000%. And so that song just, that just really means so much to me when I think about her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
love that.
I just like to read through the lyrics and just, oh my gosh.
It's just so good.
Oh my gosh. But
it's
anyway.
So good.
Anyway, I just had to say that because
absolutely
this is special. So
absolutely. Well, speaking of Wicked and Cynthia Erivo, who is going to crush for good.
Yeah.
She hosted the Tony Awards, correct?
She did, and she did such a good job. Oh my gosh, I was so happy with her.
I did not get to watch the whole thing, but I did pick up the important things on TikTok and all those things.
Yeah.
We just want to talk about the Tonys for a little bit. There was a lot that happened, obviously.
Yeah.
One of the most epic reunions happened of all time.
Oh my gosh.
Okay?
Oh my goodness.
So we're gonna just talk a little bit about the Tonys. I don't know as much because, like I said, I didn't watch it all.
Yeah.
But I've seen little clips of things and different stuff like that. But Grace, let's talk about the Tonys for a little bit, and then we're gonna play a game for our next episode.
Heck yeah. So I was so happy with Cynthia. So the past 2 or 3 years, Ariana DeBose was the host. Yes. And I really like her. Of course, she was in the original cast of Hamilton, love her. But I just didn't love her as the host.
I always loved when Neil Patrick Harris would host the Tonys.
I don't think I ever watched it when he did it. But I know James Corden did it a lot too.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Anyway, so I think it went from James Corden to Ariana DeBose. And it was just like, James Corden is hilarious and I love him. So it just didn't give off the same vibes to me.
Yes.
But Cynthia, I was really, really happy with her. She was funnier than I was expecting her to be.
I love it. Because then at one point she made fun of Jonathan Groff's spitting. And he was literally on stage waiting to perform.
That was hilarious. I was cracking up over that because I remember the first time that we watched Hamilton, and my dad's favorite part of Hamilton is the King, is You'll Be Back, and any of the songs that he sings.
Yeah.
He's like, that is the best part of the show. I'm like, okay. But we always are cracking up and making fun of Jonathan Groff for spitting everywhere when he sings that song.
I don't understand. His mouth is so wet. I just don't understand it. I don't get it.
Later we learn like, oh, that is just a Jonathan Groff thing. He does that in everything. So he's just known for that now, which is just hysterical. And I don't know if you watched any of like the interviews or anything with Merrily We Roll Along, but there's literally, they're doing like a lie detector test, and Jonathan's got it on. And Daniel and Lindsay are asking him questions. It's something like that. It's something having to do with his spitting. And like his response was just hilarious. And he's like, well, sometimes my mouth just gets really wet. Something like that. And Daniel and Lindsay just look at each other like, no, start again. Don't say that. Start again. It's just really so funny. And if you haven't seen that, go look it up because it's oh my gosh. And the three of them, their chemistry is so fantastic. I love it.
Absolutely.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So that was one of my favorite parts.
With Cynthia, how iconic is it that Kristen Chenoweth and Aaron Tveit were sitting right next to each other and singing for that. I saw that. That was fun.
Cute. That was really cute. Yes, her opening number was very good. I mean, she's insanely talented. Everybody knows that.
Oh,
but I loved her opening number and how she like went out and got the audience into it.
Yeah.
It was just really fun. So I just thought overall, I would 100% watch her do that again.
For sure.
She was super, super good. And so, she had so many costume changes.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Every time the camera was on her, she was wearing a new dress. And I thought that was so funny.
Wild.
It was, and she just, she's fantastic. So,
yeah.
But
I was going to say, I heard and I saw maybe Happy Ending earned like a lot of Tonys, won a lot of Tonys for this year, right?
Yeah, I can't remember everything that they won, but I know that they got Best Musical. And
which is crazy because I had never heard of this show until literally like Tony. Yeah, I had never heard of it.
It looks really, really interesting, so I'll be excited to see it one day. But
absolutely.
I missed the performance, which I'm really sad about. And of course, that's the one that won, and I missed the performance.
Of course.
So that was a bummer. And it's Darren Criss, and I really like him.
We got to give another Glee shout out, man. Glee. Listen, I saw something. The last 3 years, a Glee star has won Best Actor in a Musical.
Who was last
year? Jonathan Groff was last year.
That's
with
right.
Mary
Yes.
Louise Roll. And the year before that was that Alex, who plays Wade.
Right. Yeah.
For
Shucked. He was in Shucked.
They won for Shucked.
Yep.
Yes. So I literally was, they're like, Glee is taking over the Tonys.
Taking over.
Like, heck yeah, they are.
Yeah.
As they should be.
Mm-hmm.
I love Darren Criss. I mean, he's phenomenal.
He's great. Yeah.
So,
yeah. So he won Best Male Actor in a Musical, and I was because we knew pretty much all of the
I was going to say Jeremy Jordan was up for one.
Jordan, Jonathan
Groff was
Groff.
up for one.
Mm-hmm.
Was the Sunset Boulevard guy, was he up for one or no?
I think he was. I forget his name.
I was going to say, I feel like Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, and then there was
really
a guy
one.
who plays Louis Armstrong. I didn't know anything about him or that musical. And then there's the Dead Outlaws guy who's also in Shucked. I forget his name. But anyway, so it was like a good group of guys for sure.
Yeah.
So I was excited for Darren. That was really exciting. That was his first Tony.
So exciting.
And I'm going to have to go and watch that performance and watch some more clips from that
I'm going to
show.
need to watch it too.
But I have seen a little bit about it on social media.
I've heard phenomenal things about the show.
Yeah.
Phenomenal things,
It
which is
really,
why it won
really
a Tony.
Cool.
So
exactly. Right.
And then Nicole Scherzinger, she was from Sunset, right? She won
Sunset Boulevard.
Female.
Best female actor in a musical.
I have zero idea what Sunset Boulevard is about, but
I actually don't fully know what it's about either. I know that it's Andrew Lloyd Webber, and that this is a revival show, obviously, and it looks insane, and I really want to see it, and I've heard that it's amazing. And I did watch Nicole's performance. She did, it was just her up there, one of her songs, and holy cow.
Did she crush it? Oh, I love that.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. I need to go watch it again. I don't know what the song was called. I don't remember. But
yeah,
it made me want to see it all that much more. Like,
absolutely.
Whoa. So
absolutely.
good.
Okay, let's talk about the most important performance that happened. Hamilton. What were your thoughts?
I have so many. So awesome. I was so excited.
Everybody was crapping their pants waiting for Anthony Ramos to come.
Oh my gosh, people were so excited that he showed up because
I'm so happy
there was so much. We talked about it last episode. We were like, is he going to be there? Is he not? What's going on? Like, why isn't he in any of these videos?
But I will say he was one of the main ones that didn't sing.
Yes.
So there had to have been some sort of conflicting issue. You know what I mean? Like scheduling something that made him not be able to come to all the practices. So they were just like, yeah, you'll just walk by George Washington for 10 minutes, for 10 seconds, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly what that's your star moment right there. Which I thought was kind of funny. And everybody noticed it because everybody questioned whether he was going to be there or not.
Everybody was staring.
And he is the only lead that did not have a solo part in that performance. But I'm so glad that they got him up there. I was, I would have been really sad because he is one of my favorites. And, even though there's all this drama and stuff between him and Jasmine, and we have no idea what's going on. They were in a picture
right next to each other.
I know.
Apparently everything's fine.
Which I'm like, I think they did this on purpose. Like, there's literally a picture. They're standing right next to each other, getting ready to go on stage. And I'm like, I feel like this is a publicity stunt for sure because everybody's talking about them. And they're like, oh, the whole reason he's not there is because him and Jasmine and that.
And in reality, they're like, we're over it. We're over it.
And in reality, they're like, y'all need to calm down. None of us actually know what happened in that relationship, why we broke up. There's speculations, of course, but none of us know the real reason. They could be totally fine. Totally civil. They could be friends for all we know. I don't know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, everybody's into that drama. Everybody's into that juiciness.
I think my favorite part from that entire performance was I want to be in the room where it happened when Leslie Odom Jr. or whatever,
anything
he was standing there with that big coat, and he just dramatically tossed it off. I was like,
just like stands
up,
dude. Oh yeah,
heck yeah,
oh yeah. That's great. I loved David Diggs on the table.
Lafayette.
Yes, I was very excited that they did that because that was so much fun. And I was like, okay, if they did that for David, I know they're gonna do the Hercules Mulligan in which they did. That was very cool. That was super fun. But they hit all of the really awesome parts of that musical in this remix, this mixtape.
Absolutely.
And it just made me so happy, but also so sad because we'll never see them all together in the original production again.
Good thing we have it on Disney Plus for forever and ever.
Fantastic. I know. I know. But also very exciting that Leslie Odom Jr. is coming back. And I think I already saw that he has already extended his stay. So I don't know how long he's going to be doing it for.
All for it.
But
we'll have to go.
Let's go. Spontaneous trip to New York. Let's go. Because
I'll start saving right now.
He is definitely, he is so good. Oh my gosh. And when I saw Hamilton at the Air and Off a couple years ago, it was good. Of course, it's Hamilton. But one of the things I was disappointed in is Aaron Burr. He just didn't give off the same vibes. He just didn't hit. His voice wasn't there. And Wait for It is one of my favorite songs. And, I was so excited for that song, and it just wasn't the same. Which that's something you have to deal with and get used to when you're into musicals and you're going to see them live and stuff. It's not going to be exactly the same. There's different actors and all this stuff. But that I was like really just
I've watched
so much.
I've watched the performance many times, and I'm like, okay, when's that gonna go on? Spotify, I'm ready for it.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me because like Lynn said something like on social media, like this is a never before heard Hamilton mixtape because they have those Hamilton mixtapes. And so I was like, this is something new. Like we're all gonna be able to listen to. Like this is fantastic. So I have a feeling it's gonna be out there for us to be able to listen to.
Well, because they literally were recording it. Like, there are clips of them, like, in rehearsals of them in the booths recording. So it's going to be somewhere for us eventually.
Yeah.
So
they did a phenomenal job. The way they mixed it all together, the choreography, the songs that they chose. It was just so good. I'm so happy with it. So glad Anthony got to go up there, even if it was just for 2 seconds. He still got to be with his fam.
Gang.
And, it was so good. And I feel like probably the Tonys had the most viewers this year that they've had in a long time because people
just for
knew Hamilton was performing. Yep. Yeah. That's exactly it. Exactly it.
Absolutely.
So Lin-Manuel Miranda, you are a freaking genius.
Yeah,
we
he
love
is.
you. Cannot wait to see what you do next.
Yeah, love it.
Always
I literally
excited to
cannot
see what
wait.
he's doing. He's
I mean, In the
so
Heights was such a
phenomenal.
hit too, man. I mean,
I
come
loved
on
In the
now.
Heights.
So good.
Loved it. Loved it.
So
Loved it. Loved it.
good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, friends, that is all for our Broadway info and our
Heck yeah.
deep dive into Broadway and therapy.
Yep.
Right? We have so many comfort shows. We want to hear what your guys' comfort shows are too.
Absolutely. Please share.
Tag
Please
us.
share your
Share.
experiences, your
Exactly.
your
We wanna
songs, your
know.
comfort musicals. I want to know them all.
Yeah, we do.
So
We
let us
sure
know.
do. We want to know. We want to know.
Yep.
And just so everybody knows, our next episode we're going to be talking about ACOTAR.
Yep.
We'll be honest. We have been doing the Throne of Glass series, but life sometimes gets busy, and sometimes we don't have as much time to sit and read as we would like.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we have not gotten through Empire of Storm or Tower of Dawn. I'm currently tandem reading that, so it's just
that's
been a lot
take.
to
That's
take
a lot.
in.
Yeah, I'm not doing
yes.
that. So
Yes,
yeah.
she is not. So I've been on the not on the struggle bus, but it's been a little hard to keep going. So
Yeah.
please just
Yeah.
give us some grace. The moment we're done reading those 2 books, we will for sure be deep diving into those, and we're excited to do that.
Yep.
But we're going to be talking about ACOTAR.
yeah.
So with that, we're going to play a game, ACOTAR themed game of Would You Rather.
So
How do you
fun.
feel? You like that idea?
So fun.
Okay.
Love ACOTAR. I'm excited.
Okay. Cool beans. Here's the
All
first
right.
one.
All right.
Would you rather be trapped in spring court with Tamlin for a month or be stuck in a library maze with the bone carver?
Okay.
I would say Tamlin.
I would say
down,
Tamlin
even though,
too. Come
even
on.
Though, even though I hate him, I would say Tamlin.
Why in the world would you want to be with the bone carver? I mean, so when I the first book, Thorns and Roses, I really liked Tamlin, but then you start
Of
to
course,
see, you know,
because
and
you
that's
see Beauty,
everybody.
It's Beauty and the Beast.
But
You-
that's
the
everybody.
whole
And
first
then we
book is like
learn
Beauty and
that
the Beast.
no,
He needs
actually,
tampons.
Rhysand is the guy. He's
The
fantastic.
guy.
So
yes.
even though Tamlin sucks butt, I would much prefer being in spring court with him for a month. I could deal with that. Yeah, it'd be fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on. I want to make sure I pronounce this correctly.
No, you're good. What are you trying to pronounce?
The proper way to say this, Sorel.
Oh, would you rather make a bargain with the Soriel? I don't know how to say it.
That's what I'm
But-
saying. I want to look up.
But you forgot one. There's one in
What?
the would you rather train hand-to-hand combat with Cassian every morning or read ancient texts with Azriel in complete silence for a week?
I would want to be with Cassian.
Are you kidding me?
I would rather be with Cassian.
I would
hands
100%
down.
train hand-to-hand combat with Cassian every morning.
Oh,
Even though I love Azriel and, you know, that could be really fun to sit in silence with him. But are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I want to learn how to be a bad A with Cassian.
oh,
And I want to
he
see him
would just be
shirtless.
so wonderful to look at. I mean,
Absolutely. Hands down. That was silly. Come on.
oh, I literally. Come on now. Okay, wait. I lost my page. Okay, the next one was, would you rather make a bargain with a Suriel? I don't know if that's the right way to say it. Or owe a favor to Amryn. I don't trust Amryn, so I would
Yeah,
do a Suriel
she's-
for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. She is just wild, man. She crazy.
I don't know if I trust her. I think she's
Yeah, and it's really interesting
think
when you learn
she's-
about her true story and her true self and stuff. Like, oh my, she's force to be reckoned with.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I think I'm with you. I'd bargain with the Suriel. So, yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, here's the next one. Would you rather live in the hewn city as a courtier? There we go. Or be Pharaoh's painting apprentice in the night court with constant critique? I don't want to be anywhere near the hewn city, so I will be critiqued by Pharaoh any day.
Never turn down going to the night court. Are you joking? No.
Right?
Let's go. Yeah.
Oh. Would you rather attend Starfall with your ex or the summer court solstice party with no powers? I would go to the summer party with no powers.
So would I.
Because I do not. If I'm going to see something as beautiful as Starfall, I want it to be with my favorite person ever.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Yeah. Summer court. All the way.
This is a good one. This is another good one. Would you rather have Nesta's powers but no control over them, or Lucian's metal eye but see people's secrets?
Oh, jeez. Nesta's powers are scary, straight up. So I think I'll take Lucian's eye.
I think I want Nesta's powers.
Really?
I love Nesta. I don't know why, but I do. I'm about to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I named my character Nesta.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Then yeah, that
my gosh,
that tracks.
I love Nesta.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
What?
Why didn't I? Oh, would you rather be mates with Iris? I don't remember. Who is Iris?
Oh, I always say it as Eris, but I don't know.
Eris? Okay.
But yeah,
I don't remember.
He's Lucian's brother.
Yes, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Or go on a blind date set up by Reeson, who clearly is messing with you.
Be mates with Eris or go on a blind date set up by Reeson.
I trust Reeson way more. I'm going to go on a blind date with somebody.
Yeah, because being mates, like, you're stuck forever. If you're going on a blind date with somebody that sucks, it's just one night. So,
yes,
for sure, I'll let Rusan set me up with somebody. That's fine.
How about this one? Would you rather accidentally insult the night court in front of Moore or call Feyre just a painter in front of Reese?
That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
I think I'd rather take the wrath of Moore than the wrath of Reese.
I think I'm with ya.
Like, Moore is scary, but also, like,
Reese is terrifying.
Reese could literally kill me in 2 seconds.
I mean, any of them probably could, let's be honest. But
I know, they all could.
But yeah, that's a funny one. That's good.
Okay, this one's a really hard one. Oh,
right.
no.
All right.
Would you rather be glamored into thinking you're in love with Tamlin or accidentally reject your mate bond in front of the entire night court? I would rather be glamored to think I'm in love with Tamlin, because anything that happens in front of the night court will be made fun of and destroyed. I don't want, if I have a mate, I'm not rejecting that mate.
Yeah.
Especially
and
in
if
front
you're
of the night court. Because what if my mate is one of the night court?
And if you're glamored into thinking you're in love with Tamlin, you're not going to know any different. So, like,
exactly.
You'll be happy as can be, I'm sure. So, yeah, I'm with you.
Ooh, would you rather have dinner with the King of Highburn and pretend to like him, or be stuck in a cabin with Nesta and Feyre mid-argument?
Oh my gosh.
I would rather be stuck in a cabin with Nesta and Feyre mid-argument. I would want to be a fly on the wall so bad.
I don't know, man. They're vicious.
I know, but I would just be standing there like, ooh, the tea. Oh, Don't do that, girls. Knock it off.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I would not want to be anywhere near the King of Hybern. So yeah.
Oh, would you rather have Azrael silently judge you for a week, or have Moore tell everyone your most embarrassing secret at a dinner party?
Azrael, you can silently judge me all you want.
I agree. Same. Would you rather accidentally bond yourself to the cauldron or accidentally bond yourself to Hurian?
The cauldron.
I was thinking the cauldron too.
Yeah, screw that guy.
Okay, there's only a few more. Oh, would you rather be cursed to relive the trials under the mountain or have to read all of Tamlin's poetry aloud at a court gathering?
Dude, I'll deal with the torture of being embarrassed over actual real life
Fair. Torture.
torture and probably gonna die any day. So
Would you rather be the high lady of a court with no magic or have an insane magical power but no court to rule?
I think I want the magical power.
I was going to say, I would rather have the power with no court to rule.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Let's be real.
Hey, would you rather have to fly with Illyrian wings in a storm or be dragged into a political meeting with Baron as your date?
Nah, give me them wings, bruh.
Me too.
Give me them wings.
Would you rather wear one of Amren's terrifying necklaces for a month or try to out-snark her in front of Rhys? I would wear her necklaces.
I would too. Come on, whatever.
Oh, man. Okay, and last one. Would you rather be stuck in a snowstorm with Elaine, who won't stop talking about flowers, or on a hunting trip with Nesta, who won't say a word? I would go on a hunting trip with Nesta.
That's a hard one. Yeah, that's like 50-50 for me, to be honest. I don't know. Let's just go with Elaine, because why not?
Why not?
Why not? I can learn about flowers.
Why
That's
not?
fine.
Those were pretty fun. I am excited for our next episode.
I am too. This is going to be awesome.
Yep.
So if you enjoyed hanging out with us today, be sure to follow, subscribe, and please leave us a review. It helps other story lovers find our show.
Absolutely. And until next time, keep dreaming, keep telling stories, and we'll see you real soon.